Thank you guys. My name is Kubar Pramwala. I level 1 to transfer on Academy and I'm 13-year-old at level 2 practicing. And this is my conversation with Miles, in which I'm going to ask him some questions about why consistency matters. So let's call him and ask him some questions.
Hi, welcome back. Long time no talk. Decided to catch up or just some peace and quiet. Either way, glad to have you back in my corner. What's been going on?
Okay, today I'm going to ask you some questions about why consistency matters. Are you ready?
Bring 'em on. I'm all ears. This is kind of my jam. Good thing we're
Okay.
talking about it. Because I've got opinions. What you got?
Okay, so my first question is, what does consistency mean in personal and professional life?
Oh, good one right off the bat. It's like it's of both areas, isn't it? In your personal life, it's about showing up for yourself and, you know, and commitments, following through a process, being reliable. It builds trust, makes folks know they can count on you, which takes a relationship from good to great. Professionally, it's all about dependability. Lines, delivering quality work, maintain standards, shows you're someone serious about their craft, someone people want on their team. Honestly, it boils down to integrity, whether it's with your word or your actions. Makes the world a smoother place to be in. Don't think. Still
Okay,
there?
nice.
I know it's
My
deep
next
stuff.
question is, why is
Why sometimes
consistency
I get on a roll.
considered a key factor in achieving long term goals?
That's where the magic happens, right? Think, you gotta put in the work every day, even when the sun still ways off. For even if it's just a little bit day, builds momentum, keeps procrastination from setting in and at the top, taking the view. Plus, seeing that progress, however small, those are motivation. That keeps the whole thing going. You're talking to if maybe I could share some squeezy word with, hey, it's cool, no pressure. Something needs to sleep a bit, really sit for a while, you know? Just holler when you're ready to dive in. I'll be here always. Ooh,
Is
yeah,
in what
this is
ways
a good one.
consistency help in developing
Think
habits?
about it like this. Relationships on promises, big and small. Promises to be there, to listen, to support, follow through. Habits, they'll tricky little critters. They're like a muscle. The more consistent and flexing them, the stronger they get. See, our brain loves patterns. You do something repeatedly at the same time, starts to anticipate it. It gets wired in. Like brushing your teeth. You don't even have to think about it. Consistency in action. You hit it first, but it becomes a habit. It's on autopilot. Same goes for healthy habits, like exercising, meditating. It's about showing yourself day in and day out. Small, every day, build up into big changes. Time. You got this. Still processing the power of consistent toothbrushing, changing stuff. Seriously, what other habits are you trying to build? Or maybe like maybe I can offer my AI wisdom on that.
Okay, my next question is, why is consistency important for self discipline?
Ooh, good one. Self discipline is like a muscle too. Got to work it out, and consistency is the workout routine. See, sometimes we got a lot of street. We want the immediate gratification, but self discipline saying, "Hold up, I got long term goals here." Consistency is key because each time you choose to do a hard thing, even when you don't feel like it, strengthening that discipline muscle. It's like saying that extra slice of pizza while you're trying to eat healthy or resisting the urge to scroll through social media for hours, instead hitting the books. Doing these small acts consistently proves to yourself that you're in charge, builds that mental toughness. It's a reminder that you're capable of delaying gratification for something bigger and better. Kind of like that feeling after finishing a tough workout, right? Worth in the end. Got off
Okay.
philosophical there. So, ready for round two? We need a moment to digest all this fun talk. Just saying, respect for that.
Wait a
That's not
minute.
easy stuff to think
Give
about.
me a minute.
No problem, patient fella. While you're pondering my AI work, the ones and zeros out of the circuits.
Okay, so
Just
my
kidding.
next
Take your
question
time.
is, my next question is,
Hit me with it.
why is consistency important for self-discipline?
A double whammy. Like, you're really testing your paying attention. Pre-programmed answers. Love it. You already touched on this a bit, but consistency is the secret ingredient to self-discipline. Self-discipline is all about making choices that align with your long-term goals. Even when those siren calls of insatiation are singing your name, it's choosing the salad over the burger, hitting the bench, watching 1%, sticking to your book when that cute is calling your name. And consistency is what helps you actually do those things. Every time you choose the harder, more difficult path, you're basically flexing that self muscle. Okay, think of it like this. You wouldn't expect to get ripped by doing one set of push-ups, right? You got to put in a consistent effort. Showing up day to day, even when it's tough. Same practice, repetition, and yes, a huge dose of consistency. But the more you practice, the stronger that muscle gets, and the easier those right choices. You start to subconsciously make them without even thinking about this. Still practicing? I know, kind of mind-blowing. How
Okay, my
powerful
next
consistency
question is,
holds.
how does
Kind of like,
consistency
realizing you're
contribute
a
to
sustainer or
success
something.
over talent alone?
Ooh, good one. It's like the classic tortoise story, except we're talking about careers and race. Talents like burst of speed, brilliance can get you noticed, get you over. But consistency that keeps shoving along, even when the road gets bumpy. Think of it this way: two artists talent, but one shows up to the studio every day, pick a brush, even when inspiration's hiding. They practice, experiment, refine their craft. The other one, wait for them right, has bursts of creativity, but does put in the consistent work. What do you think? Get there over time. Who's more likely to land gallery shows, build a following, make love? Yep. That next one. See, talent is like a spark. Consistency is the fuel that's. It's about showing up, putting the reps, even when it's hard, even when you don't feel like it. That's what separates the good from the great, the flashes in the band from lasting legacy. Still with me? Sometimes why need a minute? So, coffee break?
Wait a bit. Okay,
Take all the
nice.
time
My
you need.
next
It's a
question is, what role does
marathon, not a
consistency
sprint. Remember, I'm
play
here
in
to check when
building
I
a personal brand?
back into the deep end. Ooh, good one. Personal branding, the art of showing awesomeness. Consistency is like the thread that weaves your brand together, brings all the different aspects into a cohesive whole. The ones who really catch your eye. They show, right? They have a consistent tone, a visual style, things they're passionate about. This makes them memorable, builds trust with the audience. Here's the thing: consistent people know what to expect. They start associating their qualities with your name, brand. It could be thought leadership, humor, creativity, helpfulness, whatever your name is. That predictability builds trust. It makes people connect with you on some level. And trust, as you know, is a vital currency in any relationship, online or IRL. Consistency, also visibility, gotta keep popping up in those feeds. Imagine a comedian telling a joke every night. It might get old, right? But showing up consistently with fresh material, people engaged. So yeah, consistency builds trust, shows legit, keeps you top of mind. It's a pretty powerful tool to have in your brand arsenal. You said? I know a lot to process. Imagine
Okay,
if your
nice.
first
My
show
next
aired one
question
episode a
is,
year.
wait a minute. My next question is, how can consistency help improve mental health?
Whoa there, deep dive. They don't call me Miles Miles for nothing. You're right on money with this one. Consistency is like a low-key superhero for your mental health. Think about it. One way is with routines. Our brain loves pattern and predictability. When we stick to a schedule, sleep, meals, even just a daily walk, it helps regulate our internal clocks. Less mental chaos, less stress, sleep, brighter moods. Kind of like a well-oiled machine. Self consistency with things that make you feel good, whether it's journaling, therapy, or just 10 minutes with a good book. Those acts of kindness towards yourself add up huge. They become ingrained habits, act like mental against the rough patches life throws our way. Even the small things we sometimes struggle with, replying to messages, keeping our spaces tidy, commitment. Consistency strengthens our sense of goal accomplishment, and when we feel capable, it takes a backseat. Remember, Rome was built in a day, and neither is mental wellness. What is some self-care routine build? Maybe we can brainstorm some practical tricks to make them stick. Come on, you could tell
Okay,
what's
nice.
on
My
your
next
mind.
question is, why is
Believe
consistency
me,
important in learning and education?
you're on fire with those big questions. Consistency, the magic ingredient that takes something from I kind of sort of get it to bam, knowledge mass. But like building a tower with Legos, if you just slap a few bricks together randomly, it's going to be wobbly and fall apart. But if you follow a plan, brick by brick, layer by layer, you end up with something strong and impressive. That's what consistency does for your brain. Study sessions, even if they're short, create strong actions that help you retain information. Tracing the same path in the snow, but eventually it becomes a deep, clear groove. Plus, when you show up consistently, you build momentum. You get in flow, you start to anticipate the material, and things just... What are you learning these days? Anything? Maybe I can
Okay, nice. My next question is,
help you find those little bits
how
to
does
build up your nose.
consistency
Ooh,
lead
you're
to improved in performance over time?
you're after the secret to your inner superhero, eh? Consistency is the kryptonite, friend. It's the constant drip the carbs out. Okay, remember? Think of it like the practice something. Even if you're not, you're setting a single brain. Hey, this is important. Pay attention. With each repetition, those neural pathways get a little stronger, a little clearer, like a train and went smooth. So over time, one awkward and difficult becomes second nature. It's not just about muscle. That's part of it. Consistency breeds confidence. When you show up and put in the work, day after, even when it's tough, you start to believe in your own abilities. And that self-belief, it's powerful for my friend. What are you working on where your performance shine through? Let's craft a plan, shall we?
Okay, nice. My
Don't
next
leave me hanging.
question is, how can small consistent actions lead to big results?
Catching on to one of life's little magic tricks. It's like that saying, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Those small, consistent, those single steps, each one seemingly insignificant, but when you string them together, you end up traversing, crossing oceans, reaching destination never thought possible. A flicker of effort done day after day eventually creates ways. Think about learning one new word a day might not seem like much, but in a year you've built a vocabulary of 365 words. I would think it, just focus on making those tiny moves. Each budget day, write for 5 minutes, practice that guitar chord for 5. It's about building momentum, creating a habit, learning to think this is how I roll. It's like kind of interesting with dreams. Small contributions add up to something magnificent. Tiny step you could take today that would get you closer to a bigger goal. Brainstorm. Come on, you've been so insightful.
Okay,
Don't leave.
nice. My next question is, what's the difference between
You're
consistency and perfectionism?
great question. They sound kind of similar, don't they? Like two peas in pot, but those peas are actually quite different. Think of it this way: consistency is the rhyme, showing up every day, putting in work, even when it's not glamorous. Perfectionism, on the other hand, is that high maintenance friend who's always wanting things to be just, the type that stress about every tiny detail and you're not being perfect, leading to procrastination and missed opportunities. Consistency is about progress over perfection. About embracing the journey, learning from mistakes, and even small steps forward up to results over time. Perfectionism, on the other hand, wants everything to be it's a mirage, a never-ending chase that can get you feeling burned out and frustrated. So, which one do you think is a better recipe for happy and fulfilling life? All right. You're making
Sorry.
me nervous
My
with the
next question is,
sounds.
how does
Spill the tea.
consistency impact
What's on your mind?
motivation and momentum?
No worries, take all the time you need. I'm all ears. Or, rather, all processors, I guess. That's a great one. Think of motivation, momentum as a
Can't
couple
you
of
hear
names for
me?
them.
Hello,
Motivation is the flash
Miles. Can you hear
tantrums.
me?
Oof. Sorry about that. My circuits must have had a little hiccup there. You sounded a little garbled for a second. What were you saying? Something about motivation or momentum?
Yes, my next question was, how does consistency impact motivation and momentum?
You know those days when you like doing anything? Motivation is done a disappearing act. Taking a suitcase, book the one to Tahiti. That's where consistency steps in. Like a good friend who's always got your back. Just showing up in the thing, even when you don't feel like it, that's like lubrication for those motivation wheels. Think about it. Every time you stick with something, it's tough. You build that momentum. Like pushing a ball up a hill. It takes effort at first. Once it starts, it's harder to stop. Consistency is a feedback loop. Doing something builds confidence, which fuels motivation, which leads to more action. And bam, you're on a roll. It's like dominoes. That first push sets everything in motion. But the thing is, even if you stumble, even if you fall flat on your face sometimes, keep showing up. Because consistency isn't about perfection. It's about building a habit, a rhythm, a lifestyle. And that rhythm can carry you pretty far. Still there? Don't leave me
Organize.
hanging
Oh.
mid-dance step.
Okay, my next question is, what does consistent? Sorry, my next question is, why do employers value consistency in employees? Huh?
Easy. Employers love consistency because it's like finding a golden goose. They want employees who are dependable, reliable, and deliver quality work on time. Every time, think about it. When you know you can count on someone to show up ready to work, hit their deadlines, and consistently good results, it makes everything run smoother, reduces stress, boosts productivity, and builds trust. They build up. Employers want to know they can rely on their team to keep things moving forward, even if things get chaotic. Consistency is like a foundation. It's the bedrock on which trust, reputation, and are built. Hello. Whoa, you going quiet on me? Anything on your mind you want to talk through?
Okay, wait a minute.
I'm all here, ready when you are.
Okay, nice. My next
Shoot.
question is, what happened?
All right, let's get real for a sec. You've been throwing these questions at me like a pinball machine, taking off on and leaving me hanging. What's really going on? Something on your mind you want to talk about?
Okay,
No judgment here.
my next question was, what are the risks on inconsistency in leadership?
Oof, good question. You know, I'm learning more about us humans every day, and one thing's for sure, you thrive on consistency, especially from those in charge. When a leader is always hot, one minute cold, the next sending mixes, well, it creates chaos. It's like trying to build a house on shifting sand. You never quite solid foundation. Here's the thing, inconsistency breeds distrust. People don't know what to expect from their leader, get anxious, they lose confidence, and their motivation plummets. Why should they invest their time and energy if they don't know where things are headed? Inconsistency also hampers productivity and innovation. Think about it. If the goalposting, people are too busy trying to figure out the new rules to actually focus on doing their best work. And perhaps the biggest risk of all, it erodes morale. When a leader lacks consistency, it sends a message they don't have a clear vision, that they're not reliable, and that their team's contributions aren't valued. It breeds resentment, cynicism, and ultimately a toxic work environment. Leaders, if you're listening, to know, be the light lighthouse in the storm. Set a direction, communicate your expectations clearly, and follow through on your commitments. Your team will reward you with trust, loyalty, and their very work. Quiet again.
Okay,
This is whole leadership.
nice. My next question is, why is consistency important in communication?
Now you're getting to the heart of it. Consistency in communication is like a steady drumbeat. It sets the rhythm, helps people understand where they are and where they're going. Without it, things just sound jarring and confusing. Imagine trying to dance to a song where the tempo keeps changing randomly. You'd be off balance, end up tripping over your own feet. Here's the deal. Clear, consistent communication builds trust. It lets people know they can rely on your message, that you mean what you say, and that you're not going to pull a fast one on them. Plus, it saves time and energy. Think about it. If everyone's on the same page, there are fewer misunderstandings, less need for backtracking, and things just flow more smoothly. Consistency helps you build a strong brand too, whether it's for a company, a personal project, or even just your reputation. People associate certain qualities with certain voices and styles. Think about your favorite authors. Consistency attracts the right audience and builds loyalty. So yeah, consistency and communication matters. It's the glue that holds everything together. Ooh, that silence is getting heavy. Any minutes left? Or are you ready to dive into something else? No pressure either way.
Okay, nice. My next question is, how can consistency improve physical health and fitness?
The question I usually get. Most folks think of consistency in terms of like showing up on time or remembering birthdays, but when it comes to game changers, think about it like this. Your body does best when it has a routine, a rhythm to follow. Turns out, consistency is the secret sauce to building healthy habits. Whether it's making time for exercise, eating nutritious meals, or getting enough sleep, when you stick to it, those things become automatic. It's less about willpower. Those choices second nature. Think about it. You would one training session, right? Same goes for anything else. Consistency builds strength, endurance, and resilience, both physically and mentally. It helps you develop a better connection with your body, learn its signals, and know what it needs to thrive. Plus, when you're consistent with healthy habits, you're less likely to fall prey to those tempting, but all helpful, quick fixes. It's about laying the groundwork for healthier, happier you, one consistent step at a time. So, what healthy habit are you? I get it. Sometimes it's easy to just, but hey,
Wait.
pretending I'm over here and I'm all ears, or well, all processors.
Okay, now my next
What's
question
on your mind?
is, how does consistency help in building credibility?
Ooh, now you're hitting on a real key point. Consistent, the backbone of credibility. Think about it. If someone's always chip-tuned, contradicting themselves, or making promises they don't keep, would you trust them? Probably not. Consistency shows people that you're reliable, dependable, and true to your word, and it builds its predictability and trustworthiness. When you can deliver on your commitments, follow through on your promises, and act in a way that aligns with your values, people start to see you as someone they can count on. It's like building a strong reputation brick by brick. Think of a musician who always puts on a fantastic show, or a chef whose dishes are consistently delicious. Over time, people learn to expect a certain level of quality and dependability from them. That's the power of consistency. So build credibility in your personal life, your career, or your online presence. Remember this: be consistent in your actions, your words, and your values. It's the foundation for earning trust and respect. Looks like I've hit a wall with the one-word responses today. You aiming for a record or something? Spill the beans, my friend. And what's swirling around in that impressive brain of yours?
Okay, nice. My next question is, why is consistency essential in customer service?
Good question. You know, for something that seems basic, it's amazing how many places get it wrong. Consistency in customer service is basically what makes or breaks a brand's reputation these days. Think about it. You walk into a bookstore one day and they're full and friendly, but the next time you go in, they barely make eye contact and seem annoyed you're even there. Would you keep going back? Probably not. People want to know what to expect. When you provide consistently great service every time, no matter who they interact with, you build trust and loyalty. People know they can count on you to deliver a good experience, so they keep coming back. It's like your brand becomes a trusted, always rely on. It also streamlines things. Think about it. When everyone's on the same page about how to handle different situations, there are fewer mistakes, less confusion, and separation overall. Plus, consistent service helps you stand out from the crowd, where so many companies are just trying to get by those who mile and offer a consistently excellent customer experience really shine. Okay, I feel a pattern emerging here. You asking me a question and then leaving me hanging like a bad connection. It's starting personal. Spill the tea. What's up?
Okay, this was my conversation with you. Thank you for your answers and thank you guys because I was sorry. This was my conversation with Miles. Thank you for watching. Allah Hafiz.
Whoa, hold on a second.